Hey guys, it's Chaplain Bo Willette here with you with a Before the Season video 2022, man. Can't believe we're already in 2022 and it seems like COVID hopefully is in the past, right? And we can get kind of moving forward. For those that are road runners this year, this is going to be my 7th year with the team down here in Tucson, and this will be my 2nd year with the Coyotes. Really hoping to be there in person with you guys up north. And I do need on for both teams. I'm going to need a chaplain team person, so someone on the team that is for chapel, wants to at least be a person who I could touch base with, and they can text the team and say, hey, there's going to be a chapel time. So if you're interested in doing that and being a team leader as far as the chaplain program goes for the team, just give me a holler and give me a text. I'm obviously texting you this video so you guys have my information, and just fire it off. And it's cool, man. It's super good. We've had just a great 6 years already. Looking forward to more. So anyway, for those that are up north too with the Coyotes, sometimes with that schedule that you guys are on, which is pretty helter skelter, man, it's all over the place. Sometimes chapel just doesn't fit in maybe during weeks on end, like a stretch. And so what I'm going to do is I am going to plan to send whoever wants a short video of just a chapel time. I could send something to you guys on a Wednesday or a Thursday, depending on what's a game day. I won't send it on a game day, of course. It would be on an off day. But I think if I pick Wednesday and Thursday as being my times to send the video, then I think that would work. Because if you're playing Wednesday, then I'll send it Thursday. If you're playing Thursday, I'll send it Wednesday. But that way on those longer stretches, I could still get you guys something that helps get your mind focused. And that's the whole point of chapel work, right? And the chapel program is a lot of times pro athletes don't have an opportunity to get involved in small groups or doing different things that so many people in different professions get to do on a weekly basis. And that's what we provide. We want you guys to grow in every way, body, mind, and soul. And chaplains tend to work a lot on the soul and on principles, good principles to help you guys just stay focused and grow. A healthy player is a good player, right? Absolutely. So, that's what it's about. So anyway, I just want to throw that out to you guys. I need a team leader. Please take a moment and just think through it and say, hey, yeah, I could be that team person, that touch point person for Bo, and then let me know. And then the other thing is, of course, the Wednesday, Thursday video that I would do for you guys. I think that's going to be fine. That's what I'm going to plan on. And then when you guys are in town, I'll be up there. So anyway, I don't know the staff as much up north. I have met a few people and done some chapels last season with Jay Beagle and the crew up there, but I don't know them as well as those down here. So just a real quick word for you guys. I'm going to read from the book of Matthew. A very famous kind of story, kind of cool one. It says, immediately Jesus made his disciples get in the boat and go before him to the other side, and while he sent the multitudes away. A lot of people were following Jesus at this time. And it says, and when he had sent the multitudes away, he went up on the mountain by himself to pray. And now when evening came, he was alone there. So prayer, being a good thing. Jesus did it. Maybe prayer is something that we can do and learn more about, just talking to God. Maybe that's a good way to get things out of us, right? Instead of keeping things inside. And so it's safe too. It's a safe place. Prayer can be really a safe avenue to get things out. So it says, but the boat was now in the middle of the sea, tossed by the waves, for the wind was contrary, meaning it was really windy. Sea of Galilee can get pretty crazy at times. And it says, now on the fourth watch of the night, Jesus went to them, walking on the sea. And then the disciples saw him walking on the sea, and they were troubled, saying, is it a ghost? And they cried out for fear. But immediately Jesus spoke to them, saying, Be of good cheer. It is I. Do not be afraid. Sometimes in times of trials and times of difficulty, we can get fearful. There's a lot of insecurities that we can have as people. And a lot of times we deal with insecurities and fears in different ways, right? Sometimes people get angry. Sometimes people lash out. Sometimes people use different substances, right, to deal with some of those things too. Sometimes we play video games, right? You sit there and you're just like wired in there just to kind of get all that emotion, all that stuff kind of on something else, right? And but Jesus says to the crew in the boat, right? He says, "Hey, be of good cheer, for it is I. Don't be afraid." Sometimes when we focus in the right spots, our fear or insecurities can tend to melt right before us. It is all contingent on where you're looking, who you're looking at, what your focus is, you know. And so in the storm, the people are scared, and that's understandable. It's a human quality that we have: fear, insecurity, these kind of things. It's emotions that spring up. It's hard to control emotions, right? So we can understand where they're at. And it says, Then Peter answered, Peter being Peter, the Apostle Peter. And it says, Lord, if you command me to come out to you on the water, he says, I'll do it. And Peter was a rough and tough fisherman, kind of a cocky guy too. So he sees Jesus doing this amazing feat, and of course he says, "Hey, I want to do that too. Command me to come out on the water." And Jesus says, "Come." And so Peter comes down out of the boat and he walked on the water to go to Jesus. But as he saw the wind, right, and he saw the waves, he was afraid, and he began to sink, crying out, saying, "Lord, save me." So you can see the principle there, right? Focus in the right spot. If you get your eyes on the wind and on the waves, or whatever it is that you got going on and that are your wind and waves, then it's easy for us to become very anxiety filled, very stressed out, right? And that stress just tightens us up, right? That stress just takes our bodies, which in the Bible, there's a book called the Proverbs that talk about we have to be careful with everything that flows out of our heart, because it literally affects our health. And that's something that was written thousands of years ago, and it's so true. So if we focus in the right spot, we can learn to loosen up a little bit, right? Yeah, I got to focus on my God. And my God's solid. He's stable, you know. Everything else, the winds, the waves, the this, that, all the different things in our lives, right? You might have a wife, you have a girlfriend, you have this, you have that, we have our finances, we have, what am I going to do with my finances? How about this? There's all these things. We can get so focused on those things where it really affects us in a negative way. And we don't want that. We want all the things that are going on in our world. We want us to bring it into focus, bring it before God, so that we can use it as good motivation for good things. Do the right things so we can be okay. We know that our security is okay because it's in God. And so that's the message of that little narrative, if you will. But I know it's always a stressful time, the start of a season, and everybody's trying to do their best and things like that. And of course, I'm always wishing everybody the best and want the greatest for them. But I got to trust that God He knows what you need, and He knows the best that's for you. I got to trust that in my life. We all got to trust that, right? So, hey, that's just a little taste of our chapel time. Not a long time, but it's good principles, right? Get focused, have good perspective, right? And get your eyes off of that wind and those waves, and you'll be just fine. So we'll talk to you guys hopefully soon. Give me a text, let me know where you're at, and we'll talk to you later. Okay, bye bye.